had a big laugh when Simon Bridges accidentally called me Paula Benefash.
From Paula Bennett impressions to lockdown haircuts, this Snapchat dude is a king of Kiwi comedy.
No.
Tom Sainsbury has come a long way from the Matamata dairy farm he grew up on. Now he's making his directorial debut with a new psychological thriller film, Loop Track.
Hey! We made it!
He also plays the lead role, a highly anxious man on the verge of a breakdown, who sets off on a multi-day hike through the New Zealand wilderness.
Do you ever feel like you're being watched? Or by the government? Or something in the trees?
But what begins as an attempt to clear his head soon becomes something far more sinister.
I know you think I'm crazy. But I'm telling you, there's something out there. Did you see it?
Please welcome Tom Sainsbury. Wow, hi. In character.
In character. And while I've got you guys, I've just got some left over here. Some
scroggin.
scroggin.
I love scroggin.
You know,
I'll pass along.
Camping. I've got a bag for everyone.
I got a bag for each.
Does it have yogurt raisins?
Well, it did.
The movie must be doing well. Scroggin for all of us.
Very generous.
Actually, speaking of the movie, like, this isn't just like people are going to go, oh, he's just doing a 90-minute Snapchat. This has been in. You've been working on this for years, right?
Yes, yeah, so many years. So it kind of came about because me and these guys that I made the film with, we won the 48-hour film competition like 6 years ago.
Wow.
And we got all this prize money to throw at it. And then we were like, we could make a really good short film, but let's go, you know, huge and make a feature film. So that's how this came about.
And you made it because you love scary movies. Is this movie scary?
I have watched it so many times now, I'm like, oh, come on, let's get to the exciting parts.
Yeah.
But all the screenings, everyone, like, yelps. There's, like, you can always tell the scary bits are coming.
And they laugh as well, but you didn't intend it to be funny.
Oh, OK, yes. Right, so... I thought I was making a really, like, a gritty, heavy horror. But then we had the screening in Auckland, our first premiere at the New Zealand Film Festival, and there's a scene where I'm running for my life in my underwear and the whole audience erupted into laughter. And I just thought, OK, I've made a comedy.
But you are funny. You're a funny guy.
How does that compare, though, to, like, Sydney and LA, where you've also shown it? Is it just because we know how funny you are?
Yeah.
I was really worried about screening it in the States to see if the kind of New Zealand comedy would translate, but they laughed probably more. They got it so much, but obviously there was some words lost in translation, like bush, New Zealand bush. They didn't understand what I was talking about when I said New Zealand bush. And they don't say track either, so loop track. There's like, I've lost them with the title.
I know you very well, and I know you to be a very squeamish person. Like, even the thought of blood, I've seen you pass out. Like, I've had a nosebleed and you had to leave the room. Why would you make such a, like, scary horror, gory film?
Because I love it so much, but you know what? There were scenes where I was just covered in blood and, like, really meaty wounds, but you kind of forget about it and you're acting away, and then you kind of watch yourself back or you catch yourself in the mirror and you're like, oh, I just need to have a bit of a lie down.
And you did some stunts as well? You did your own stunts?
I did my own stunts.
Wow.
Did you train for that, or...?
I didn't try. It was very kind of like, you've got to get this right. You've only got one chance. You can only land on this fake wood once.
Yeah.
And so the pressure was on, but I threw myself at it, literally.
And you came at it from all angles too, because you're not just acting, you're directing. I think, were you producing as well?
Yeah.
Were you hard to direct?
I was such a diva.
Yeah.
Like you wouldn't credit. So demanding. It was really good because I had such a good team around me and they were kind of really supporting me. But next time, I think I'm just going to be behind the camera.
And you're here promoting it now, but Chris is saying you're such a workaholic. You're already working on new stuff, right?
I am, and I think it's kind of like, I'm so excited about it. I've learned so much from watching this film, watching the own film that I've made.
Yeah.
I've learned so much, so I'm really excited to put it into the next one.
And you're still going to make room for Snapchats, right? How are you going with the impression of our incoming Prime Minister?
Okay, so he's really hard because with Snapchat, you can either be bald or have someone's face. You can't have both. Right. So the alternative I've done is I've just got a picture of our friend, Mr. Luxon, and it's just my lips are kind of superimposed onto it, so it's monstrous. But it does the trick.
And there's always the scroggin to fall back on. It's very good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, if you've ever enjoyed any of Tom's content for free, this is your chance to actually pay him. Loop Track opens in cinemas nationwide this Thursday. Buy a ticket and give it up for Tom Sainsbury.